Pass.
Abella quite wisely throws away the ace, leaving Zach to do likewise. And it's quite nice for Tweedy. Is he going to show him again? He is. He couldn't help it. No, he's not. Thought he was just about to turn those over then.
Well, he is a car salesman, is Darren Tweedy, and I guess you must know that as long as you don't show the customer the bill of goods, there'll be some doubt in their mind about whether or not you're telling the truth.
He's been playing snooker for about 5 years. Snooker? Where's that come from? I don't know how long he's been playing snooker. Why am I getting involved in his snooker? He's been playing poker for about 5 years, 2 or 3 times a week. I'm not too sure how much live, although he obviously won quite a lot of money online and also won qualification to this tournament, which is worth a few quid as well.
Pass.
Danny's getting cards still.
All right.
Bella does have a bit of limpitis.
Yes, and he's going to pay the price now because
7,000 total.
there's the possibility if he would have raised, that Simon Zach would have had to throw away the ace-7. And now a decision. Oh, first for Tony Hughes.
Oh, I've seen 3 aces out now.
Call.
And he's called. That may make it.
Pass.
And can you imagine if the case ace should hit the board? So
More chance of a 7 or a 6 landing up.
it does.
We see all 5 cards.
And that'll do. Bottom pair for Tony
6.
Hughes.
6,000.
And the up and down straight draw for Simon Zach.
It's not the biggest bet. It's only 6,000 into the pot. And the odds to a pot size of now 23,000. Well, they're not exactly right. It's roughly 5 to 1 to hit your straight. But he's also got the aces that he thinks may be out there as well. And also how much money he could win afterwards, which are called implied odds. So it's worth a call. Hasn't changed anything, but it may slow down Hughes. Well, it certainly isn't.
Check.
No. Yes, it did.
Check.
And now where is he?
mean,
Work this one out.
Does seem impossible to work out, but Simon
That's
Zach
right.
could have probably won it with a bet there, Steve. But he needs now a 5 or 10, catches neither.
He may even win it with a bet on the end.
Check.
I think he must force a bet now because
Check.
well,
Okay.
he thinks his ace may be good enough.
Ace-6 beaten, ace-7 there, and Tony Hughes be thankful to get a pot that it looked like he had given up on, Steve.
Yes, and I thought perhaps Simon Zach would have picked up on that, or perhaps it's just too early to get that involved in a hand that he doesn't know where he is.
It's hard to know. Simon Zach looking a bit distraught, but
You
he
can
do-
call the bet there on the end.
now he's saying you would have folded, wouldn't you? I mean, in point of fact, Simon Zach still got 83,000 left, so
1,000, please.
maybe he just didn't want to do his stack early there. I don't know.
The players will meet up beforehand. All the top players, I suppose, to some degree know each other, and they perhaps try and feel each other out in the green
Pass.
room beforehand, trying to work out the type of experience they may be up against,
Call.
and that can take an effect on your
Pass.
decision making as well. If you think
Raise.
you're up against an
Raise
inexperienced
8,000
player, you may be
total.
more worried that
Pass.
they may call.
This is the second hand in the row that Abella has been what we call isolated.
Call.
Although Barry Poole hasn't isolated him.
Pass.
Abella limped in. He got raised behind him. Now he's passed. And he's left Darren Tweedy head up with Barry Poole in the big blind. Or small blind.
Yes, Danny Abella would look to be seem to be a loose cannon at the moment. Not so much in the amount of money he's putting in, but the fact he likes to play a lot of pots.
Beautiful flop for Tweedy.
Tweedy having another check what they are. He knows what they are. Not too strong. That's a nice little
8,000.
bet. 8,000.
Pass.
And that's taken care of that.
We saw a bit more slow playing in a previous heat where perhaps players would have checked that top pair. But of course there were a couple of diamonds on board. And sometimes you have to bet enough to stop your opponent from getting the right pot odds to draw to a card.
Tweedy was really selling himself short before this tournament started, but he looks comfortable. He's playing well, and who's to say where it'll end? He certainly played his cards well up to this stage, and is the chip leader.
Well, Danny Abella finding some
Call.
fair hands,
Raise.
but he's getting beaten up on now.
8,000 total. Pass. Pass.
People are finding better hands behind him.
Total of 8. And Barry Poole might come crawling in here with the 6s.
Call. Pass.
Hoping perhaps to suck in Danny Abella as well for Abella for a three-way pot, which would be slightly more beneficial from Paul's perspective on the
6 more to call.
pot odds.
Yeah,
he's
Abella's folded several pots to the raise, but
Call.
this hand, King Jack, he's going to peel off, and rightly so. He's got 2 live cards. This is our biggest pot before the flop of the night.
Yeah, there could be some tears after this, you never know.
And a great flop for Abella. And
For all of them.
yeah, really,
In
there's only
some
one
respect-
overcard, really, isn't there?
In some respects they must all have a fancy of it.
4,000.
Only one card bigger than their pairs.
Alright.
Barry
Raise.
Poole is in 3rd place.
And that must be telling the
4
story.
more, 8 total.
A raise. A pair of 8s doesn't look so clever to a raise.
Pass.
And now can the other internet qualifier from Newfoundland correctly assess that he's behind and should take no further part in this?
4 more.
4 more.
Well, the raise is
Call.
only 4,000. Poole might be thinking, if he can snag a 6 here, he can really cause some trouble.
Well, with only 2 6s in the pack, it's about 20 to 1, something like that. But he wasn't getting those odds. But on the other hand, he could
Check.
get all the other guys' chips should it all go pear-shaped. And now
Red checked.
Abella's slowed down and given him a chance to hit that 2.
Barry Poole might start thinking he has the best hand here.
Well, I don't think he's really going to
10.
bluff him off
10,000.
this. He
Hard.
has to call.
Yeah.
There's a lot of chips gone down the Swanee from Newfoundland.
9 to play.
A bit of over-aggression from Barry Poole, perhaps. When Abella gets the pot, he was going nowhere. And that's a 50,000 ball.
I had the other queen there.
Abella said he said he thought Barry hit the queen. He might be the kind of guy who's worried about bed bugs.
Well, Danny Abella's been involved in what seems like nearly every pot, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
I
He
mean-
certainly, it's the way, if it goes right and you play lots of pots, nobody really knows what cards you've got. You can sometimes make some big plays with these.
It's so
With
true.
this, doesn't mean to say just because you're playing all the time that
Raise.
you're a weak
Raise.
player.
4,000 total. Pass.
Tweedy, with the
Pass.
early raise, doubled the bet to 4,000 with the
I
King
have to go to
7.
the bathroom. Can I go quickly? What's lost the raise?
Pass.
Roy Brindley claiming a
Call.
call for nature.
Which hand, yeah?
Abella in the big blind, and with a better hand than Tweedy.
Well, there he goes again. He's hitting some nice flops. And he's doing the right thing in betting.
4,000.
It's just a little small bet into a pot of 9,000.